It takes a village to raise a child. Educating, supporting, and empowering the youth is not an easy task. It is as multifaceted as the human mind, even more so in the context of our complex environment. The children of South Africa face challenges likened to that of war-torn nations, from child-headed households to regular exposure to violence, neglect, hunger, abuse, and intimidation. Thus, there is an increasing need for schools to be a safe environment that protects learners from society. Yet, far too many schools struggle to provide this because of overcrowding, lack of access to transport, limited feeding schemes, GBV, teen pregnancies, drugs, and politicized school governing bodies. This is either as a result of limited resources or as a result of commitment to place children's needs first. Schools have needed to become the village, but sadly this village is carrying a heavy burden. Historic brutalities that started in 1910 of a schooling system that did not focus on children, but rather on exclusionary eugenic politics, and then the subsequent maladministration, fraud, and corruption that perpetuated a system that did not put children first. At SONA 2026, the President spoke about an education system that leaves no child behind. What an incredible goal. But it will take time, and it will take a village. The whole of society will need to take hands to put the welfare of children, regardless of their characteristics of birth, at the center of all decision-making. As with all departments, we assess yearly progress to see whether steps have been put in place to achieve relevant goals. Then we consider the feasibility of the plan and budget for the year ahead. And at times, this can be daunting. However, Minister Gwarube and the Department of Basic Education have taken steps that show results. Sustainable and real change only happens with small, consistent, strategic, and vision-focused steps over time. And in every program, there has been progression that is relevant to the on-the-ground impact in schools and communities. The Minister started her term with a listening and learning tour in every province. This was then supplemented with additional school visits and stakeholder engagements. This allowed the Minister an in-depth knowledge of the challenges and also how to address them. And here are a list of some of the improvements. As mentioned, there's an improvement of access and quality to early childhood development, and this is quintessential to redressing the injustices of our past. Pit latrines and infrastructure challenges are being tackled with marked success, and this not only creates a safe environment for our children, but it says to them that they matter enough for us to create schools that are safe. With a focus on equipping future generations to compete in the third and fourth industrial revolution, the department has improved literacy and numeracy for benchmark grades. A learner needs to read, write, and do basic arithmetic to access opportunities as they walk through life. Teachers, the very bedrock of our village, have not been left behind. There is a focus on school leadership and relevant teacher development, supporting teachers to develop young minds. And a quintile audit is underway. 30 years overdue, but it is happening, to ensure resources allocated to, according to quintile are aligned with the needs of the schools. School safety and school environments are improving, showing all children that they deserve and are worthy of protection and care. The list of improvements is long, but it is by no means complete. There are many challenges. On Saturday, I spent time with a family in Thembelihle, Ward 8, Johannesburg. It was a single mother whose eldest daughter was unable to find a placement because of her special needs. It was also evidence, and there is also evidence of abuse by the community on this little girl. And I was reminded of a terrible tendency that predators often target developing girls and boys with special needs so that they can misuse their disabilities to gaslight these young people when they choose to speak up. In the same region, schools like Altmont, Oakdale, Apex, Lenasia Secondary, and Fred Norman, to name a few, are all at double capacity and share issues like bullying, violence, gangsterism, and malnutrition. Thankfully, in this region, there are 1 or 2 schools that are working. It shows that it only takes dedication and a dedicated SGB that is not politicized to function, to allow a school to function. The school that I'd like to mention is St. George's Primary School, and I thought it was a private school, but it is just a well-run public school. Further out in Johannesburg, there is a reasonably newly built school built to accommodate special needs learners with state-of-the-art facilities. However, the Select Committee found Nokutula Center and Special Needs School in dangerous disrepair. These issues are not limited to Johannesburg, and the burden is heavy. And as stated, it will take time and money well spent to address the urgent needs like nutrition, sports at schools, psychosocial support, infrastructure, transport, curriculum, bullying, and safety. But based on the actual shifts over the past year, as a Democratic Alliance, we welcome this budget, as it places learners in the center, and it addresses the greatest and most tragic of inequalities. Additionally, we urge education MECs who report to their premiers to step up, join hands. It will take the whole of society. The road ahead is clear, the burden is heavy, but we look forward to seeing the growth in this department as they fulfill their duty of care to the children of South Africa. I thank you.
DA at Work, rescuing South Africa.